Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to pair get your keyboard and mouse working with any Android games. We're going to be using something called USB Joystick Center 7 and Joy2Touch Server 4. So go ahead and buy those and install them. The Joy2Touch server is free, but this I believe is $5. So once you have those, you are going to go into USB/BT, and it's probably going to say no devices found, like it says on mine. So what you're going to have to do is connect your keyboard either through Bluetooth, or here I have an old keyboard and mouse which just plugs in, so I have an OTG adapter. So I'm just going to plug that into my Nexus 7, like so. Sorry if the video is kind of bad. I'm kind of just doing this on the fly. Okay, it still says no devices found. If you press or move the mouse, it's working, but it still says no devices. And if you press search, it probably still won't work. So first, what you have to do is you have to turn on the keyboard. It has a kind of like a special keyboard thing here. So just click on the USB Joy IME, and now you'll notice it shows it's on. Okay, next you're going to need to turn on this Joy2Touch, and you will have to have a rooted device to do this. So just click that. Then it says starting Joy2Touch server. It'll pop something up and it'll say devices found. So now that it found those devices, try pressing search. Doesn't find anything. So now try pressing something on your keyboard, such as space. It'll automatically research and you see it found something. Okay, now do the same thing for your mouse. Move your mouse. It'll say scanning, and now it says it found a mouse too. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go over here to your keyboard, and you're going to click on, yours might look a little different from this, but because I've already set these, but click on Touch Edit M, and what this does is this turns on the edit mode for adding controls to your screen. So it'll kind of show in this, when you click on these, you click on one of these, and then you press the corresponding button that you want it to use. So what this does though is, so I'm going to use F1, and then for this one I'm going to use F2, and then for this one I'm going to use F3. Okay, so let me tell you what these do. This shows, Touch Edit M shows an overlay, and it'll let you set up your controls, but the game will still be running in the background, or the game in the background will still be receiving touch input from the screen. So I usually use Touch Edit S, which is F2 for me. Excuse me. And that will disable touches in the background, so in whatever game. Mouse wheel, this will allow you to turn the mouse on and off. So like if you have the mouse attached to some sort of control stick or whatever, this will allow you, if you press F3, it'll allow the mouse to move. So nothing in the mouse is really required, so that is pretty much it here. In order to get this to work, you are going to have to press back. You can't press home, I don't believe, and that will set it all up. You'll notice here up at the top there should be two new icons, both of which say there's two things running. You can just swipe away that. Okay, now you're going to go over here into the Joy2Touch, and it says touch test area. So what you're going to do is, as I've set mine up to be F2, or let me show you the difference between F1 and F2. You see here, if I start dragging around the screen, well, first of all, let me just show you. You see how it shows it? It shows it here. Now if I press F2, you notice it doesn't detect the touch in the background. So I already have some stuff set up here. This is for Modern Combat 4. But let me go ahead and show you how to do this. So it automatically loaded the keyboard driver, which set WASD to a control stick. It set the arrow keys to a control stick, and then the rest are just buttons. And it also set the mouse to a slider. So here's how you do it. You would press the button. So let's say I want to do the WASD. I would hold this down, and first let me get rid of this one. Hold on here. Okay, so here's, let's say you want to do a WASD control stick. You hold down like one of the things, so I'll just hold down A. Then you simply tap on the screen. Sorry, I'm trying to tap on the screen, it'll pop up a control stick. Then you'll notice now WASD, it all shows you it's doing something. Now you'll also notice down here at the bottom, it says range. If you press W, the range, the circle gets larger. If you press S, the circle gets smaller. And that's pretty much how that works. For any other button, let's say I want to do Y, you simply hold down Y and press somewhere on the screen, and it'll map it, and then when I press Y, you can see it kind of lights up. Let me just remove that. You always press the button first, and then you hold down the screen for about 2 seconds. Okay, so let's say you want to change the WASD switch to a slider instead of a joystick. All you would do is hold down A again and tap the screen and change it to a slider. And then once again pressing S and W change the speed. And as you see, if I were to hold it down, it just slides all the way across. Okay, so now let me show you how to actually set up these controls in Modern Combat 4. So Okay, so once Modern Combat 4 is set up, the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to have to go into your options. You're going to go over here to controls, and you're going to change the control layout to screen tap, where move is on the left, aim is on the right, and they're both sliding, not the joystick for movement. Okay, also I turned my HUD opacity all the way down and my sensitivity all the way up because the sensitivity is still very low. Okay, now hit resume, and now you're going to press F2 as people die in the background. And someone just ran right by me. But anyways, so this is pretty much what it's going to look like. This, even though it's set on slide, you're going to have it as a joystick. The mouse, the only thing you can have it as is slide, and then the buttons just map whatever button you want to the actual thing you want. Okay, then simply press F2 to save. So, as you can see, they all work. The joystick doesn't work too terribly great, or the WASD doesn't work too terribly great, but it does work. Still trying to kind of figure that one out. But you have to move it to the slide to touch, or you have to move it to the screen tap, because the screen tap control layout, because the joystick, when you had the movement joystick down here, it would go all wacko if you tried to set it to that. The other thing is, every time, as you can see, the mouse works. First of all, I have the mouse sensitivity turned all the way up on the slider. I have the slider speed to 10, and I have the aim sensitivity in the settings all the way up, and it still is not as fast as I would like it. I map shift to the run. Space is my zoom. Anyways, that's pretty much it. The only other thing is, every time you die, see what happens is the mouse is always being held down on the screen. So what happens is, when you die, you have to reset the mouse. So in order to do that, you're just going to press the button that you set to the turn mouse on and off, which mine is F3. So you see now my mouse is off, and now it's back on, and that will reset it. So the reason why is because it's pretty much holding your finger on the screen the entire time, and when you die, it's still holding it down, but it never lets go. So Anyways, that's pretty much it. Kind of failing here, but thanks for watching. That is it. Goodbye.